Welcome to the pod. You are listening to What the Reality with me, Cache Roberts, and welcome to your Toxic Tuesday episode. I'm still saying like toxic, but it's Tuesday, but period, you get the gist. I literally have to like angle my mic. Okay, guys. It has been nonstop headlines. We have to just hop right into it. We have our toxic talks. We have the reality topics. And we have to talk about Real Housewives of Salt Lake City because that premiere, I'm going to rank it. I'm going to just give you my ranking right now because I'm definitely going to forget. I'm definitely giving it a solid 7 out of 10. It was still like a good premiere, but I think 7 out of 10 is really good. Let's get into these toxic talks. I want to talk about Dame Dash on The Breakfast Club. Yeah, that appearance. I wrote down the 3 keywords that made me think about that appearance. Like, these are the 3 words that come to mind when I think about that appearance on The Breakfast Club with Dame Dash. Triggered, gay, broke. Those were the words that were just being used on repeat. Like, I literally can't even say anything else. So he was getting triggered every 10 minutes while Charlemagne and them was asking him questions. He did not want you to interrupt him while he was talking, probably because he's so out of it. He can't even like remember what he was going to say. If someone like interrupts him, I think he's like one of those people is like, if you interrupt me, I'm going to forget what I was saying. He's giving me that. And then he kept calling Charlemagne gay because he's involved in females' business, like gossip. Like that's how he gets his livelihood. And basically, like Wendy Williams is his OG. It was actually very funny, not that part, but I'm just saying, like he has no respect for him because he's gay. Like he doesn't have an issue with like homosexuals. He just has an issue with men that pretend they aren't. And he kept calling him that, and he kept calling him a female. And I'm like, you got like a room full of females, like your mom's a female, like you're with a female. Those type of men give me like, yeah, oh my gosh, I always have words for those type of men that like think like, I can't even say it. And then broke, because Dame Dash is clearly broke. He over explained for his reasoning for bankruptcy and stuff. He was like, I'm not broke. Like everything is literally, when I put too much gloss on, it's like, gets stuck in the corner. He's like, I'm not broke. Everything is literally in my family's office. Like I'm not broke. He kept saying that. Overall, I just had to say those are the 3 words I literally think of when I do think about that whole interview fiasco, because it genuinely was a mess. Like seriously. But, you know, it's very rare that 2 topics I talk about overlap, kind of like from different universes. So he did talk about his daughter, Ava, getting evicted. And on my podcast, a lot of podcasts, articles, you know, Bravo Life have covered that whole situation because it seemed like she got evicted. And he's basically saying she wasn't evicted. He said Ava wasn't evicted from her apartment. He was like, you know, she's a Nepo baby. Like she was sending money to the person that needs to be sent money. I guess they never got the money. And then it was out in the tabloids that she was being evicted. I'm just like, he had an excuse for everything. And then it's like, he took like literally 10 minutes just to explain everything. So I really don't buy the fact that she was trying to send money. She's sending her rents this month, money. It didn't get to who it needs to get to. And then now all of a sudden you're being evicted. Like it's giving you didn't have the money. So he talked about that. He talked about how he didn't like Charlemagne wearing a Jay-Z top, which Charlemagne did that on purpose. Like I cannot. And he talked about just basically how he has all these different projects coming up. He said he was the chairman of Revolt TV now. And then we've literally had staff from Revolt come out and say that is not true. Like, where did you get that from? We just had a bunch of lies. Honestly, though, the interview was like hilarious, like because it was just a bunch of propaganda and it was a bunch of hypocrisy. Like he was saying one thing and then doing another. He was like, I don't roll with, you know, men. Like I'm not gay. Like his excuse to not being gay and like broke was like really crazy to me. And it sounded like every old head's opinion in hip hop. And it's like, those are the ones you got to be careful for. I don't know. I just had to add that to Toxic Talks because if you have seen some clips, you're going to end up laughing. Like the interview was funny, but when you sit down and listen to it, Dame Dash is so far gone. Like, he is in his own world, his own hemisphere. Like, he is not in tune with planet Earth, and he thinks he's so much better than people, and he's so in denial that he has all these legal issues going on. Therefore, he's trying to really like spew a bunch of lies and take down whoever to get the heat off of him, and the fact that he just filed for bankruptcy. And I think it's Chapter 7. And he was trying to make a difference. Either way, it's like, you owe a lot of money. And he's like, how am I broke and all my kids go to college? And it's like, or went to college. And I'm just like, it don't change the fact that today, as of now, you have filed for bankruptcy. But he's claiming he's filed for bankruptcy to protect his assets, essentially. And that he's not broke. So I don't know. I feel like he is so far gone. Like, you can't even take anything he says serious. But that's what I got from that. I also want to talk about another thing on Toxic Talks. Disney has been losing a bunch of money. Now, I don't know, because, like, of course Twitter is going to say it. Like, of course I'm on the left side of Twitter, which is always so crazy to me to say, because I just feel like my opinion is so right, like, in terms of this is what should be going on. But technically my stance, because I am, like, blue, Kamala, Democrat, like, you're the left side. Does that always like switch you guys up? Like, I just feel like it's so wrong to say left. Like, it's like, no, we're actually in the right. But either way, I kept seeing these tweets that like Disney's lost like $4 billion. I unsubscribed because it was definitely like a breach of like your First Amendment, regardless of what he said. Like, it's like, now you're trying to silence folks. Like, this is crazy. And take off late night hosts and stuff. And if there's one thing people don't play about, is their late night TV, like their SNL, their Jimmy Kimmel, their Jimmy Fallon. So the protest and boycott work, it was like hashtag boycott Disney all over social media. People were unsubscribing. And I know they lost a lot of subscribers. People were canceling their Disney trips. Like, I know a lot of stuff was moved. I don't know if they lost $4 billion. I know they lost a lot of stock value too. I don't know if they lost $4 billion. So that was going to be my story for Toxic Talks. Point blank period, ended there. I did not know that, needless to say, 2 hours later, I'm adding this to my show lineup because you guys will be listening to this by the time it's on Tuesday, that Jimmy Kimmel's show is actually back and it'll be out tonight. And this is a statement from Disney. Said, last Wednesday, we made the decision to suspend production on the show to avoid further inflaming a tense situation and emotional moment for our country. It is a decision we made because we felt some of the comments were ill-timed and thus insensitive. We have spent the last days having thoughtful conversations with Jimmy. In those conversations, we reached the decision to return the show on Tuesday. A Disney spokesperson told Fox News Digital. So that's their statement. Basically, they jumped the gun. They lost a bunch of money, and now they are walking it back. I'm just wondering how much of a financial risk it was, like, pulling it off air, because a lot of people were signing, and I took a screenshot of something from Twitter because a bunch of celebrities were signing something in support of 400 celebrities have signed an open letter to publicly condemn the suspension of Jimmy Kimmel and attack on free speech, because that's clearly what was going on. Whether you agree with what he said or not, like, it's like, it seems as though whenever we say something that is against the person in office, you are yanked off air. Like, it was crazy. So some of celebrities that have signed that, we would know: Adam Scott, Florence Pugh. How do you say her last name? Pedro Pascal, Jennifer Aniston, Meryl Streep, Jason Bateman, Rainn Wilson, Robert De Niro, Jane Fonda, Selena Gomez, Tom Hanks. I'm trying to see who else I know. Kirsten Dunst, Olivia Rodrigo, Ben Stiller, Tessa Thompson, Mark Ruffalo, Jamie Lee Curtis, Regina Hall. I thought Angelina Jolie was on there. I think she was, because this person mentioned Ben Stiller twice. Maya Rudolph, Natalie Portman, Kerry Washington. So many people were signing it. Hollywood works fast. And then I know ABC had some scheduled, like, what is it, performances, and those artists were pulling because of the suspension of the Jimmy Kimmel show. So this was supposed to be an indefinite suspension. It has turned now into it was a 6-day suspension. There were reports of like all those people that are employed by Jimmy Kimmel. It's like he employs like 200, 250 people. They said they were going to keep getting paid up until this week until they made a decision. But it looks like they made a decision Monday as I'm recording this. And they're like, yeah, we're going to just put him back on air. Yeah, I think they just miscalculated that. I think they forget that it's like, okay, so you want to do that, but I think they forget we the people. I mean, I think it should be, but I think they forget we the people have a lot of say in what we want and what we control, and we can control our dollars. And they did not want to be in a Target situation because Target, in fact, doubled down after all that DEI stuff. You know, they double down, and it's like Target like is lost their Ulta membership or their partnership. Target is not to be talked about. Like, it's like a ghost town. Like, I haven't shopped at Target since February, but Target is literally a ghost town. I don't really like people, their social medias, the comments are still limited. I just don't know much people that Target's not talked about anymore. Like, it's crazy how extinct they went. They've already had to get a new CEO because of the whole fiasco. They've been trying to like rewrite their wrongs. I don't know what this means for Disney. I did cancel my membership. I'm not picking that back up till Secret Lives of Mormon Wives airs. Or I might get YouTube TV, to be honest. I've been thinking about YouTube TV lately because I want to watch the challenge, but I do not want to support Paramount Plus either. So I might be onto YouTube TV. I just hate to pay for YouTube, but I'm like, they got some stuff on there. Other toxic talks. Cardi B announced that she was pregnant with Stefon Diggs, her boyfriend. That is her boyfriend. That is what she has said. That's what she told the people. And apparently, so the gag is with that is like apparently like there's like 2 other women pregnant by him right now. Instagram models. I don't know, like hoochie mamas. Who knows? It could be the 2 girls that were begging for some drugs on the yacht in that viral video. Like, he has 2 other girls pregnant right now. So Cardi's already like responded to this. She's like saying like, you say you pregnant by him, that's our baby daddy. Like, she makes joke of it, but it's honestly really sad. Like, live your best life. But I go back to this viral tweet. Someone said, you do not need a souvenir from every single relationship you've been in. And yeah, Cardi B is pregnant with this man's child. And maybe the difference between Stefon and Offset is that Stefon is more upfront and honest with her versus Offset was not. Like, he was super secretive and cheating on her all the time, and they were married. So maybe, I don't know. She always says she wanted a big family. I guess it don't matter what that family looked like. I don't know. I'm just like, can you just like have your hot girl summer and not get pregnant by this man? Like, I just am always shocked with how many celebrities like don't believe in birth control. I'm just like, girl, was that necessary to get pregnant by this known whore? And there's also another viral video going around about, like, I don't know what team he plays for, but there's a video going around. Team members are like, someone's like, who would you least trust on the team with your daughter or your sister? And they're all saying Stefon Diggs. So I'm just like, it was cute. Like, I was here for her moving on. Because I know her Offset is her kryptonite. I was all for her moving on, though. And now I'm like, you done moved on. And now you got a baby on the way. And it's like, you're supposed to tour like a month later. Like, I would not waste my money to go see her on tour. I wouldn't, because I don't listen to her music. But I especially wouldn't now, because is it going to be... I just don't believe in... Like, I understand you can have a favorite artist. Like, I like Drake. I hate to say it right now, but I do. But I would not waste my money to go to a Drake concert unless it is for cheap 99, because he is not a performer. If I'm gonna spend my money at a concert, I really want to have a good time. I really want to dance, let loose, have a good time. I don't want to worry about like looking cute. And I feel like Beyonce, Usher, like I'm really considering going to Kate Renata's concert. Like it has to make sense for me. I went to Sir's concert this past summer and I had the time of my life. And it wasn't like super dancey, but it's like I listened to him and the tickets were not expensive. So it's like that made sense for me. But it's like I do love Drake's music, but I just know he doesn't put on a show and I know his tickets are already gonna be expensive. It's a difference if you put on a show and your tickets are expensive, rightfully so. So it's just like with Cardi B, like with Megan Thee Stallion, I would go because she would put on a show. Cardi B don't put on a show. She don't even wear shoes. So I'm like, now you're pregnant, you're going to drop this baby and then you're going to go on tour a month later. I feel like it would be a waste of my money to go see you on tour after you have a kid because I'm like, unless you are Beyonce and they are not, she's not about to perform. She's not about to perform. She's about to be up there in her one piece with the shoes off. In other toxic talks, I don't like to talk about people's health because we're all struggling physically, mentally, emotionally. There could be something going on, regardless. However, I cannot not talk about Bella Hadid's photos. And I'm so over celebrities posting pictures of proof. Like, dang, girl, why did you post photos of you being sick? And literally the caption is, this is literally what her caption says. I kid you not. I'm going to bring it up on my screen if I remember while I'm editing. I'm sorry I always go MIA. I love you guys. And it's just a bunch of photos of her sick. You know, she has Lyme disease, chronic Lyme disease. And I did a quick Google with what that meant because, to be honest, I just remember Lyme disease from back in the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills days when Yolanda had it. I didn't know it was hereditary. Like, is it hereditary? So the symptoms of chronic Lyme disease can vary widely and may include fatigue, joint pain and swelling, muscle aches and weakness, cognitive problems, neurological problems, you know, like tingling, headaches, numbness, sleep disturbances, skin problems, bullseye lesions, which it looks like she has. But I don't know why she decided to post that on Instagram to kind of prove like she's been MIA. But it just reminds me back on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills when Taylor Armstrong was on, or she was on like in a front row or something. And she was like, it just makes me uncomfortable following Yolanda all the time because I don't know if I'm going to get this hot supermodel picture on my feed or if I'm going to get her at the hospital with a bunch of tubes connected. And it's like, we don't know what's going on with her. And it's like, I feel like it's almost like an attention like seeking thing to like post on your Instagram feed and like Instagram or social medias in general, you in a hospital bed hooked up, like you're chronically sick, which I guess she is. It's chronic Lyme disease. But I don't know. It always gives me the ick because it just reminds me of when Yolanda did that. And it was just kind of like, Yolanda, if you don't get off of social media and go rest, like if you are genuinely that sick, I think the last thing you should be doing is posting how sick you are on social media. I digress. I digress. Let's get into these reality topics because I want to talk about Miami reunion looks. I'm not talking about Miami though. It's winding down. The next Toxic Tuesday, I'll talk about the finale. There hasn't been much to talk about. This episode was funny though, for real. But I'm not talking about it. I want to talk about those Miami reunion looks. So we're going to do that at the end of reality topics. But what I want to talk about first up is Bravo confirming this In the City spinoff. And this is going to feature Lindsay Hubbard, Kyle Cook, and Amanda Petula, Andreas Denver. I think that's his last name. And then his wife, Lexi, you know, they just got married. They got married in Italy or something. So I'm assuming they're filming now because Summer House stops filming around Labor Day. And then we got a teaser of all of the cameras going down at the house and then it like flicking back up to show in the city. I've been super excited about this. I want to see Lindsay Hubbard as a single mom. I knew it wouldn't work out with baby daddy, but I'm just happy she got a kid out of it. And because that's like somebody that genuinely wanted a kid. So it's like, do what you got to do, girl. I don't know what's going to happen with Summer House. I think they are going to move in the direction of kind of like Wes and Jesse like leading Summer House because they're just younger, and we're going to hopefully get back to the Summer House roots, because you don't want it to get to a point where VPR got to, where it's like, why are we watching these people act like, you know, they're still struggling to work at this restaurant when we know very well they have brand deals. You know, they don't live in these crappy apartments anymore. Like, they're in these homes. Like, it's turned into the Valley. They actually got their stuff together somewhat. And VPR was about like struggling 20s, early 30s, like, you know, really trying to make it in LA, West Hollywood. Like, so you don't want Summer House to get too far away from that. And Summer House originally started with these young 30-year-olds, you know, even late 20s, mid 20s, you know, really trying to take off in their careers, and then coming during the summer to really let loose and have a good time. And we've moved away from that because it's like, you're not really letting loose. Like, you guys are always on vacay. Like, you can always be on vacay if you really want to, because you guys can afford that. Like, before it used to be like scramming, getting your money together. Oh my gosh, we're doing Share House. This is an experience we always have. Then you have Paige, who just came out of Summer House, saying how like she just didn't even have the energy to do that. And I just wonder how many of them don't really have the energy to do that. So I just feel like they're going to lean more into this Wes and Jesse. I do wish Lexi would have stayed on. I know they got some new girls on there. Fun fact, y'all. Juliet, I don't know if you guys remember, Siesta Key on MTV apparently tried out for Summer House, and Lexi Wood got it instead. So I'm like, dang, we could have missed out on Juliet. We missed out on Juliet, and I actually like Juliet. But also, yeah, that's just interesting. So this is what In the City is giving. It was a quick little preview, but this is what Bravo put out. And it's currently in production. So I'm assuming they're going to be filming now until like the new year, probably. Or maybe a little after the new year. My gloss is like stuck. I'm like, if you guys can see me on YouTube. Oh my gosh. So it says, in the city that never sleeps, a group of New Yorkers navigates the biggest transitions of their lives: marriage, parenthood, and reinvention, and the reality of growing up without growing apart. Can they have it all, or will they need to choose between the lives they build and the futures they never saw coming? So yeah, I'm excited to see Lindsay. I'm excited to see Andreas, because I always feel like he... What? I don't know. Okay, I'm excited to see him. People are saying Paige is coming back. I don't think she is. She did a interview with Virtual T. She did an interview with someone, and they were like, have you heard the rumors about the spinoff coming to Bravo, like in the city? And she's like, she has. And he was like, are you a part of that? Would you do it? And of course, if she is, I mean, she hid how good that relationship was with Craig for so long. Clearly she wouldn't tell us, but I don't think she's coming back to reality TV. I really think she wants to take a beating, because I remember in that interview, she said she needs a break from reality TV. Like, she wants to, you know, go strong with the pod, you know, Giggly Squad. And she just wants to focus on that. She says she doesn't have the energy to film right now. And she says she definitely will not be at BravoCon. So I don't know if she's coming back. Maybe for a quick one-off role, but I'm also hearing she was like filming for Devil Wears Prada too. And I'm just like, I don't want all those spoilers, but she's supposed to have like some cameo in that. So I don't know if she's going to be on. I genuinely don't think Paige DeSorbo is coming back to reality TV, not this year or next year. And she also talks about like how much of that breakup played a huge decision in her not returning. Like, she says she just needs a beating from reality TV. And I just do not see her returning for In the City at all. Like, I really don't, because I really think she's a busy girl. Even though I must say, like, I think she's a busy girl, but I'm shocked. Like, well, I don't know. I don't follow her on social media, but she's a busy girl. She's been booked and busy. I mean, I'm shocked I haven't seen her more on my For You page because I do engage with Bravo a lot. So I'm like, I don't know what she really is up to. But I know she is still in that amazing, spectacular apartment and she can still afford it. It's probably like $9,000 a month in New York City. So at least that's still going. Bravo dropped this wife swap teaser, and I kid you not, I was disgusted by it. I did not need to see that. I'm about to pull it up and play it for you guys in the mic, and I'm going to play it on my screen, of course. But I don't know. I don't know why they did that. I don't like it. Let me see if I can get it up. It's on Twitter, of course. I'm just like, that was not necessary. And also I thought the ladies would have been switching with the other housewives. So like Angie Cravenate I think that's how you say her name, from Salt Lake City is on there. Dr. Wendy Osefo from Potomac's on there. Emily Simpson from OC, which I do not watch, is on there. But that girl looks a mess, I must say. And then Melissa Gorga's on there, who I don't look forward to seeing, is on there. So I thought they were going to be switching within each other. So like Melissa would be probably going like to Potomac, Wendy would be going to Salt Lake City, and, Angie going to like, but it would have to be something totally different. Like, I feel like Wendy should have went to like Salt Lake City, and I feel like Melissa should have went to like Potomac, and Angie should have went to OC, and Emily should have went to like New Jersey. Like, I feel like it had to be like a good switch up. So I was looking forward to that. But let me play the trailer for you guys, and you guys can see my thoughts. Honestly, because it's like 4 random girls.
Would you ever do wife swap?
Would I wife swap?
No, absolutely not.
Can you imagine swapping lives with someone else? Who would do that? I'm going to Idaho.
You're gonna die.
You hate sleeping without me.
I do.
Joe and I are the last couple on Earth that would swap.
I made you a little pillow.
Oh.
What the?
Where is mom going?
New Jersey.
Why are you doing the swap?
Because I want to see Shane so uncomfortable.
You guys are gonna have a new mommy.
This season on Wife Swap, the Real Housewives edition.
Hi.
Mommy is going to live the life.
This is so nice.
Of a real housewife.
I'm nervous about
Everything.
New husband.
Very overwhelmed.
Hey, I'm trying to talk.
New kids. Taking your
phone away.
She is not my thing.
New rules.
must be awake no later than 5:30 a.m.
If I were to give you advice, I would say balance.
There was no question that said, what advice would you give me?
I'm definitely overdressed and underprepared. Change the toilet? Oh my God. Oh my God.
We're done with the rules.
I'm very excited about the rules changing because I can.
Welcome to Wendy's world!
Dad has to take care of the animals.
What the hell? You're so fat. There's a woman sleeping in my house right now.
Melissa's not my wife tonight. I love Michelle.
I don't want you to leave.
We're so different, but so similar.
Don't cry. He's so cute.
You might feel a little resentment.
Is it hot in here?
Thank you for ruining my carpet.
I feel like I'm in quicksand.
So overwhelmed by everything.
We have the same struggle. The most spiritual, most beautiful life lesson. And I had to go so far away to see it.
I know.
I've been vegan for 48 hours. You know how long I've been waiting to give you the meat?
Oh my God.
Wife Swap, the Real Housewives edition, October 14th.
So a lot of shows are coming out on Bravo in October because we have Wife Swap, we have Potomac. Okay, I guess that's it. I feel like I'm missing a show. I don't know. So we have that. I don't know. I just watched the trailer. This is my second time watching it. supposed to be a mix with like TLC and Housewives. But yeah, I just thought it would have been more fun if like the housewives were swapping with each other. So I don't know, not these like random people. So I don't know. It's giving like 8 episodes, maybe 6. I don't know. I'm gonna give it a shot. Also giving a shot to Celebrity Traders. So I don't even think it's going to be on Peacock. And now I'm devastated because I'm realizing it's a BBC show. And I don't think BBC and NBCU, they're not under the same. I was talking about the Celebrity Traders because I was also confused. I was like, where are the celebrities? It's like a UK celebrities. I'm like, I wouldn't know a celebrity unless it was Beckham. Sorry, I just wouldn't. For the UK. So they're competing for 100K pounds. And then whoever wins, it's going to charity of their choice. I'm here for it, but it's like sucks because like Celebrity Traders is something I want to watch. I can't watch it here in the US probably unless they put it on Peacock. The only reason I thought they were putting on Peacock because the same girl for the Traders UK is the host of Celebrity Traders. So I was like, oh, it's gonna be on Peacock. I don't know if it's gonna be on Peacock, but that's supposed to be coming in October. And then I'm really upset I haven't been able to watch Real Housewives of London. I'm not doing the VPN. I'm not doing that stuff. It's not that deep for me. But it does suck. Like, I hope maybe, like, a couple of months from now, once it's all out, they'll put it on Peacock. Because they've done that with, like, some other housewife shows. Like, they've done it with the Nigerian one or something. Like, I feel like maybe after a couple of months, just, like, they'll move, like, Ultimate Girls Trip. They're now moved Love Island to syndicated on Bravo. So I'm hopefully we can get a deal worked out so we can watch Real Housewives of London on Peacock because I would really enjoy that. I also want to talk about this singer, David, this Tesla body. It's not a Tesla body, but so singer David, I don't know who this is. This is a 20-year-old man. He just canceled his US tour, and I think he's currently under investigation because there was a body found in his Tesla. Also, they're finding out that he has a tattoo with this girl's name on his hand, and apparently this is the girl's body that was found in his car. And you can't make this stuff up. This sounds like a true crime like podcast documentary. Like you cannot make this stuff up. So singer David scrapped the final dates of North American concert tour and balked on a previous plan. This is from Forbes. Previously planned album release scheduled for Friday as the Los Angeles Police Department investigates a dead body that was found in a car registered to the singer last week, who has since been identified as a teenage girl who went missing last year. Okay, key facts. David, oh my gosh, don't make me pay, I swear. David's San Francisco concert scheduled for Friday night is canceled. According to the venue side, the 2 performances Los Angeles, one Saturday night at the Greek Theater and one Wednesday at the Grammy Museum are no longer listed on the venue websites. The 20-year-old singer, whose real name is David Anthony Berg, has previously announced a deluxe edition to his album Withered would be released on Friday, though it has not appeared on streaming services. Tickets for many of Berg's European tour dates scheduled for the fall are listed as canceled on Ticketmaster. The singer has not commented since Los Angeles police found a decomposing body in a Tesla vehicle registered to Berg last week, which sparked a firestorm on social media. Though the singer's representatives have confirmed to multiple media outlets he is cooperating with authorities. Oh, I didn't know that. So he is like in the midst of it. The Los Angeles County Medical Examiner Office identified the body Wednesday as that of Celeste Rivas, a 15-year-old girl who was reported missing from Lake Elsinore in April 2024. It's unclear how Rivas came to be in the vehicle. The Los Angeles Police Department has not accused Berg of wrongdoing or identified any other suspect as part of their investigation, though police are investigating her death as a homicide. Yeah, this is literally a crazy story. So I don't know if they knew each other, but they're saying he had a tattoo of Celeste on his wrist. That is a crazy true crime documentary. Thoughts and prayers to her family. But that is a crazy story. And then finally, I just want to talk about Jana Craig went on Chicks in the Office podcast. And, you know, Jana Craig is just an example of like an example. I can't even think of the word. You know that word. Woman. Like, she just leads with grace. She's very gentle, a lady. And so we're not getting the story of what happened with Kenny. We only got apparently what her best friend posted about the screenshots, you know, about him essentially saying like how he hates Black women and he thought he would be getting paid more, all this stuff. So that's what we know. Allegedly. That's why they broke up. We don't really know what happened. She talks about on Chicks in Office how like Serena was there to really support her. All of the season 6 Islanders really rallied around her and she felt very loved. And she showed them the text messages, because she didn't want anyone to think she was lying, and how essentially just everyone really rallied for her. She did get emotional because you can just tell she was in a really dark space. She seems to be blossoming, but I think it's amazing how Chicks in Office, how they didn't like force her to open up with her story. It looks like they had came to a common ground to not question her on that, even though they were just like, how has your support been? And she's like, it's been amazing. You know, so that's really good. I told you guys, like, Lizzo literally put Janae in her song. Like, she's been in a couple of music videos now, Ice Spice and Lottos, and then Key Glocks. So it seems like she's really thriving. She looks good. She's experimenting with the hair and the outfits, and she's showing a little more skin, and she is rising to the top. I hope she doesn't rush to get in a relationship. This is a very traumatic experience to be with someone that secretly hates you in your skin tone. That is a traumatic experience, so I'm hoping she doesn't rush to get back into anything, but all of it, like, truly just, like, true nods. I don't know. I'm, like, at a loss for words how Janae has led with such grace, because she's like, do not send this man hate, do not send his family hate, you know, just support me, that is enough. Though his TikTok likes have been low. The algorithms changed, but so have a few things. Okay, let's talk about Real Housewives of Miami. Real Housewives of Miami, they normally bring it when it comes to reunion looks. They did not bring it when it came to reunion looks. I was disgusted and devastated. I'm going to bring them up because I want to rate them all and I want to give you guys my worst and my best dress, which is very difficult to even get to. So let's bring that up. And yeah, I'm going to remember to include it here. So, okay, first up I'm looking at is Gertie. Gertie looks like she has lost some weight as well. Like her arms just look very toned. Like she looks very good, look very healthy. She looks happy. I think Gertie looks really good. Have I seen this dress before? Yes. Given the other set of dresses I have seen, this is probably one of the best ones, especially on the skin tone. She just looks really good. Really amazing. So I would definitely give Gertie a solid 7. And it looks like the theme was Miami or wherever they went. Like it just was giving, the theme was giving Miami, just like different colors. So the next up is Stephanie. And it's unfortunate. Stephanie, I don't think I have to waste time to even tell you guys that she's probably the worst dress. That's a 0. That is a 0. She always dresses older. Yeah, I just got some crazy news. That was crazy. Okay, so Stephanie, her outfit is a 0 out of 10. She's probably worst dressed for me. And the gag is Stephanie posted on social media, maybe because she saw the camaraderie and all of this stuff about like, you know, her being the worst dress. And it's like this trend is like, I raise you a worst dress reunion and show you this one. And people were like giving other housewives terrible reunion looks. But so she had a second option of reunion dress, and it was this green dress. So I don't know, maybe she's just committed to the lifestyle of not looking good. Like, I think she thinks this looks expensive and like gorgeous and like daring and old money, but she should have went with her second dress. This dress is terrible. It's a crop blazer with fringes and shorts, boot cut shorts. Like, it literally does not look good at all. That is terrible. Let's move on to Larsa, who is probably the second worst. She is not dressed for a reunion. She is dressed for a Fashion Nova runway. I mean, her hair and makeup always looks okay to me because like her filler is mitigating a lot. So I don't understand how that's happening. But in terms of the dress does not look good to me at all. It looks very cheap. You could tell me this is Chanel and I'd be like, I don't believe you. Whew. Okay. So initially I thought Marisol's dress was probably the best dress. And then I got closer and it was giving fringe, sequin, like it was giving cheap. At first I thought it was more so like crystals, like off the shoulder. It looks good in pictures, but when you see it in movement, I'm very curious because that's another thing. The dresses always, they look better when you are in a picture versus movement. So I saw some movement of the dress and it did look a little more cheap from the side, but I think she looks good. Like, she's probably my second favorite. She's probably one of my favorite looks. I would probably give her a solid 8 out of 10. I don't think anyone got a 10. But I actually think Marisol's looked really good. And then I didn't know it was going to be a sequin fest. So I didn't know it was going to be a sequin fest. All right. So then we got Lisa. Lisa knows her angles. She knows her hair. She knows her dress type. So Lisa looks good. I wish she would have done a different shoe, but I'm not mad at it. I would probably give this, if I had to rate Larsa, I'd probably give Larsa a 3 out of 10. I'm giving Lisa, though, because she just knows what works. So I'm just giving her a 7 out of 10. Like, I've seen this type of look before on Lisa, I feel like, but she knows what works. And it's like, I can't fault you for that. I do think the dress is gorgeous. I just wish she would have done something different with her hair and her shoes. Okay, so then we have Adriana. And then it's another sequin dress. So I'm just like, it was a sequin party. Like, it's literally giving Miami. I think it was inspired by their cruise, whatever they did. It's not inspired by Seville, I can tell you that. And maybe because they did like a Spain inspired reunion last year, I feel like they did something like Spanish inspired, Latina inspired. So maybe they wanted to really lean into that Miami theme, but I wish they would have given them colors. So I don't really like Adriana's. I don't like her hair or nothing, but you cannot tell me this woman is literally 70 years old. Like, she looks amazing for her age. And yeah, you cannot tell me that she is 70 years old. That's crazy to me. Yeah, I think it's just too much. Like, I think she could have done without the sequin, maybe. I also don't like the blue shoe with the dress, but it's not my favorite look. I'm probably going to give it a 5 out of 10 because there are worse looks. Next up is Kiki. I think Kiki's is very fun. She's probably like one of my top looks as well. I love this Tiffany blue. Like, it just looks fun. I wish I had a better photo of her because this angle I just don't really like. I wish there was a model look I saw of her in this dress because it's to the side, heads to the side, all of that. And yeah, I love the dress though. It's definitely giving, I feel like it's giving what I think Stephanie wanted to give, like rich vibes. Like, this dress exudes richness. I'm going to give Kiki a solid 7. I don't know if I like her hair. I would have done an updo. The dress is fun though. It's Miami. I just turned and guess who was next? Alexia Nepola, who got a yellow dress on. The breasts are barely in, girl. You should have sized up. Your areola is about to show. And then you have a freaking red lip with a yellow dress and the nips about to come out. Girl, what is going on? It looks terrible. I am not a fan. Alexia's look looks terrible to me because of her breasts. I hate when dresses do not fit the women's breasts appropriately. Like, I just think, like, you could have sized up. Like, it looks a mess. Like, and also, I don't like those type of corset ones. When you have breasts, like, you gotta size up, or it's more appealing when you size up and you really can only see a peak of the cleavage. I don't like this look. Her hair is always the same every reunion. She has a red lip and a yellow dress, like literally giving Big Bird herself fire hydrant. I don't like it. I don't like it. And she has red nails with yellow. I'm a red nail girl, but even I would not wear yellow for as long as these will be on. No, we don't do yellow and red. Yellow and red make the most ugliest green ever when you mix those two together, I think. No, I think they make a brown, like the most ugliest brown. Like, it's ketchup and mustard mixed together. It's like a green, isn't it? I don't think it's brown. I think it's a green. This is probably a 4. And I think the dress is latex. Like, it's giving latex. It just looks terrible. It looks terrible. Okay, now we have Julia up. We have Sequin again, Disco. Julia don't look bad. For as much as she's pissed me off this season, she doesn't look bad. It's like this blue sequin gown, and then she has a scarf with it that goes to the back. I wish she would have done something different with her hair, because I feel like when you have anything going on in the neck area, you should automatically do an updo, because it's just a lot going on. She doesn't look bad. I'm going to give her a 7. I'm generous with that. And that was the last one. So I'm going to give my best dress to probably Marisol, shockingly. I don't know. I think it's just different and fun. I think Kiki's dress would be the next one for me. I just wish I had a different pose. And I think my worst dress is probably Stephanie and Alexia. Yeah. Even though Alexia wasn't like, oh no, I think she was a 3 too, like Larsa. But Larsa, like, it's like, I understand what Larsa's trying to do, like the Renaissance look, like the, I know what she's trying to do. The dress, I've seen those type of dresses before. Believe it or not, I've been into those type of dresses once in my day when I was like 21. That's my other issue with Larsa, is like, she doesn't dress for her age. She just dresses like she is still like this 20-year-old that is looking for the next NBA player to hop in bed with. So yeah, I don't know. I just don't like this like Instagram girl that Larsa has become. Keep in mind, I didn't even watch Miami when it was first airing, when Larsa was humble and like wholesome. So I just know this like obnoxious version of her from watching like literally like Keeping Up with the Kardashians, like how she low-key like treats Kim's friends, and then just like I just know her as this groupie, honestly. So that's just my true opinion. Let's get into the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Let's get into it. That was a premiere. It was a good premiere. I gave it a solid 7 out of 10. There's been better premieres, and I do think it probably would have been a 10 if Lisa was there. Lisa's name clearly was in the room, even though she was not even on this episode. The girls had still no issue mentioning her name every time they could. So, let's just talk about it. So starting out, there's a trip. And I think this was so fun. Like, it's just so Salt Lake City. Like, they just set their own barriers, Salt Lake City. They constantly do. The first episode, we're getting an all-girls trip. It's a quick one. And it is an RV trip. And it is hosted by mostly Angie. I would say 75% Angie, 25% Mary Cosby, because Mary had no clue that they were going to do this RV thing, and she would not have signed off on that, especially knowing Mary. But Angie has an RV that she's with her family, and she's like, oh, this will be fun. I don't think there was enough space for them to even stay the night for that, because it was just such a smaller RV. It was an RV, but I've seen bigger RVs, like tour buses, like Candy Coated Nights tour bus. But okay, so Brittany Bateman shows up in a bikini, and I just had to laugh because I'm just like, this, I cannot take this girl serious. I don't want her to become a housewife, but she is necessary for that comedic relief. She is funny, and I don't think, but it's like something is definitely missing. Like, she literally just had her bikini on underneath her jacket because she read the flyer as that. And to be honest, none of the ladies were expecting an RV ride. Like, none of them were expecting that. Because, yeah, I just know they weren't expecting that. That is wild to me. The bikini really got me. Also, I was not here for the SWAT team prank at Beauty Lab that turned into male strippers. I don't know. It was kind of like, Whitney, you are producing. But Whitney's going to have a lot to answer for because she talks about her failing business. I wonder if we're going to talk about her failing relationship. Your man got fired for being on a sex scene with you on, it wasn't PG. Like, you guys were like painting each other naked. It was very uncomfortable, almost like the bathtub scenes. Like, there's three things I do not like in Housewives is literally couples in the bath, a therapy session. Like, I'm watching Roni right now, Bethany going to her therapist. Like, that is so boring to me. And then I probably also hate, like, I think those two things. And so their scene was worse. They were naked, but they had their underwear on, and they were painting each other like hand painting. That man got fired for that scene and has not been able to get a job since. She brings him in to her jury. He invests in that. The jury line has completely tanked. I think Whitney, I don't know what happened. I don't know if we're going to get more details, but she said it completely tanked. Which isn't shocking. You have to really be passionate about these business ventures you do. Like, why are you doing jury? You know what I mean? Like, it's like, does it make sense? I think it's not shocking to me, but I do think it opens up a more intimate and vulnerable conversation that, like, not every business you have as a new business owner will succeed. You know, not everyone can be a Bethany Frankel. There's Sonia Morgans. You know what I mean? But it's really what you take from that. And I think you kind of bite off more than you can chew. And I even compare it to Loverboy on Summer House. Like, yeah, though it's successful, I do think Kyle and Amanda relied heavily on Summer House to push out this drink to the masses. And I think a lot of Bravo people think because you are big on Bravo, you are big in the world. There are two major differences because I talk about Garcelle, you know, when she was on Beverly Hills, she said it was a different type of fame than being famous as an actress. Like, you're like, the Bravo world is like, you're treated as like this god, like the, oh my gosh, this queen, this whatever, because the Bravo community is huge. But when you are thinking about international and national, you have to take it a step further. Bethany did not rely on, you know, the show to really push Skinny Girl. She actually left Roni and pushed Skinny Girl a lot. So I don't know. I just look at stuff like that. I'm like, I think a lot of these Bravo labs rely on the show to really push their product out. And then it's like you have one-off season or you fade into the background. No one's checking for your product because no one's interested because you're not relevant. And you have to know when and how to stay relevant 24/7 when your show is off air included. You can't just rely heavily on the show. And I think that was probably Whitney's biggest screw up. But I am interested in her story more, in how she gets into it and how it tanked, because how did it tank? We thought it was doing good, but she also had those Alibaba allegations last season. So was it true? But besides that, while she's doing that, and it's like, Whitney, she's never been my favorite. She has some good reads and funny, like, she be reading the girls low key, like, and she be clocking it a lot. She's never been my favorite. So it's like, while you're over here having this vulnerable moment, you're over here questioning the legalities of, Lisa Barlow's business. Does she owe money? I did see those rumors and stuff last year and this year about her owing a lot of stuff in loans. I mean, it was in their local Tribune, and it's been in the press about Lisa Barlow owing money and taking loans out and not paying it back. So that's not shocking to me, but it is very fitting that Lisa's not on the first episode and then you guys are using this to talk about it, and that's like all you care to talk about. What we do know is that Lisa Barlow was not filming the first couple episodes because she was still negotiating her contract. Make sure you guys listen to What's the Reality on Ramona and Mario Singer's divorce part 1 and part 2. I talk in part 2 how it seems as though season 6, when you have an OG on and it's clear that they are a star, that is when they are requesting more money, or that is when you typically get upped some money. Ramona Singer got upped a lot of money on season 6, and that is what honestly initially what she thinks caused the drift between her and Mario, because he saw how much she was getting paid for season 6 of RHONY, and he's like emasculated by that. I think Lisa has friends that are housewives. They recognize a star, like her, hate her. I don't dislike Lisa. I just think she's a hypocrite and like a crybaby and like very defensive and like very weird. Like, I don't like her, but I do think XYZ. No, I just think she's a lot. She's a lot for me. She's not my favorite, but I recognize a star when I see one. And I think she has other stars on other franchises, and she's talking to them. She's like, I feel like I should be getting paid more because I'm clearly a star. And I don't blame her for that. So that is why she is absent. Angie, though, it seems as though Bravo is positioning her as like the main girl, her and Mary. Well, we know you can't Mary's a star. You can't really tell her she's a star. She's a star on her own. But I think Angie's kind of rising to that middle, and I feel like her success and her run on Salt Lake City should be studied, because she really came on as Jen Shah's lapdog and now has rise to supremacy to the point where Andy's like, I never want to see Jen Shah again. I would like to see Monica again, but it depends. I would like to see Jen Shah again. Sorry, I would, even for a sit down with Andy. But it looks like they're making Angie like kind of the center. She's in the center again for the picture. She was in the center last year for the picture. But this one, I mean, when they're all holding the stars, not just for the pose, like for, after the commercial break, no, I mean, after intros, she's in the center. And you got Mary on the side, and I think you got Heather on the other side. What I do notice, though, in this episode, Heather and Meredith are drifting. And I'm saying it, especially moving into season 7. I don't think we need this many OGs. Like, every single OG is there except for Jen Shah. I don't think we need that many OGs. I think we can get rid of some dead weight. I think Heather Gay is on the chopping block, and it's clear. I think Meredith, it just takes her a while to sauce up. Like, you could tell she was kind of disinterested and I feel like disengaged because they were talking about Lisa and she was standing up for her. Heather was down her toilet bowl because Heather can't stand on her own. She always needs someone. Like, she needed Jen Shah, and now she needs Lisa Barlow. It's very weird to me. Like, it's like Heather doesn't recognize you are out of high school. Stand on your own. Please stand on your own. Stand on your freaking own. But I will say I noticed Meredith and Heather floating in the background. Besides Heather's, like, why would you say that about Lisa? Brittany coming to grab y'all spot. And I don't even like Brittany. I don't dislike her. I just... Brittany's just... How does she get her money? Like, how does she get her money? That was a valid question from Whitney. I used to say Whitney was on chopping block. Whitney, she got a lot to answer for this season. She's not on chopping block. My girl Bronwyn, who I was disappointed she went outside because she just really thought her and Lisa were friends. She went outside last season, but I still love Bronwyn. Admitted to lying about the necklace. I was like, why the heck would you do that? These girls are thirsty to be Lisa Barlow's friend. They are thirsty to bring her up. They are thirsty for her to be in with Lisa Barlow. And that's why I'm like, you gotta recognize a star when you see one. And Lisa Barlow is a star because she wasn't even in the episode and all these girls are talking about her. I'm like, y'all can carry without her, but y'all give her too much. Now it's clear that y'all can't carry without her. When I think they can carry without her, I think they would have did it well, but it's like the constant, they were mentioning her, and I'm not gonna lie, Angie's my girl, but I'm like, Angie, you was just on the phone with her, and she's saying how she wasn't going because she about to go party with Blake and Jen, and it's just like, okay, or Blake and Ben, like alluding to Blake Lively and Ben Affleck. I was just like, okay, whatever. But Angie was just on the phone with her, so I thought y'all were cool. And it's like, as soon as she's not here, like, you're kind of like, you're making a direct connection to her and Jen Shah with the whole loan stuff. And she said it was a bad analogy, so she took it back. But Angie, you are the rising people's queen, Greek goddess. You better stand and stop mentioning Lisa Barlow. It's just so weird to me when it's like, y'all cannot stop mentioning her. And it's like, y'all got a premiere without her. And if she was a true star, the premiere wouldn't have went on. So it's like, clearly y'all could have worked together as an ensemble cast, but it's like, you still had to bring her up. You bringing her up like every other scene. So of course she's going to think she needs more money. Wouldn't you? If you're the hot topic and you're not even there? I don't know. That's why I gave the rating a 7, because the girls clearly could not stop mentioning Lisa. Lisa was not there. If Lisa was there and they're mentioning this, that's a different story. She's not there. You're clearly trying to just like use it to like set the scene up. I think there was a lot of producing going on to set the scene up how it's going to be. I still live for Mary. Mary do not like Brittany, but I'm here for it, and I think it's good we have the same cast for 2 seasons. I think it's good to have the same cast for at least 2 seasons. No newbies. Like, let's just keep it like this. But who do you guys think should be on the chopping block out of the OGs? I think Heather Gay, thank you for your services. I think your time's up. I think your time's up, because all you know how to do is literally kiss, for lack of better words, ass. Like, that's all she knows how to do. Sorry. But that was your Toxic Tuesday episode. We talked about literally the Real Housewives of Miami reunion looks, a devastation on all, cleanup on aisle, Project Runway. We talked a little about Jana Craig, and how she's just an amazing example of women excellency, rising to the top, leading with grace and humbleness. We talked about this Summer House in the City spinoff, which I'm super excited for. Lindsay Hubbard stan to the day I die. And we also talked about just some toxic talks, Cardi B being pregnant and wishing her well, Bella Hadid's image that is going viral, and of course the Dame Dash stuff. We talked a little bit about all of it. We touched on the hip hop world, the fashion world, the reality TV world. We talked about it all, but of course we do, because this is What's the Reality with me, Cassie Roberts. I will see you guys next time. See you later.